Hey, I'm your host, Steve Levine, publisher of Real Estate Executive Magazine and Builder Architect Magazines. And we've been talking to Mary and Frankie of the Mary and Frankie team at Keller Williams Conroe, Lake Conroe, one of Keller Williams International's brightest stars. And it's been a great show so far. If you missed that portion of the show, too bad. No, you can catch it on the website at HoustonRealEstateToday.com, archived as a Google video, thanks to Connie Parsons for Lasting Impressions, Vacant Home Management, and Lasting Impressions Staging. So, uh, thank you, Connie, for being part of the show and videotaping even as we speak. That's me in the Mickey Mouse tie, in case you weren't sure who the host is. And we're back with Jim Logeman of Sonoma Homes. He's a preferred builder of Marion's, has been a client of Real Estate Executive and a big supporter of both the magazine and the Mary and Frankie team. Built her office, too. When you become a mega agent at Keller Williams, you get to move out, and it was Jim who built her office, and so she's got her staff lodged there. Jim Logeman has been in the construction business since 1968. Moved to Lake Conroe area in 1985. His company name is Allen Acquisitions, although Sonoma Homes and the community we're going to talk about, hopefully a bunch today, is Wedgewood Falls, a mixed-use development, and I love talking about those because I have a theory on all that. And Wedgewood Falls consists of Wedgewood Golf Club, 3 office buildings, 10,000 square feet of retail shops, 600 apartments, and 450 residential lots. This is no small undertaking, Jim. I'm impressed. And they also build single-family homes under the name of Sonoma Homes. So, Jim, what a pleasure to have you on the show today.
Thank you very much, Steve, for having me.
Such a pleasure, and being a friend of Marion's, I know how special that is. Let's get right to the meat of the matter. Tell us a little about Sonoma and Allen and how that all comes into play.
Well, actually, we started in the Conroe area, just looking for one small area to build a office building, and we ended up buying about 90 acres. And
Wow.
this developed over a number of years since 2004. We ended up enhancing the project by buying Wedgewood Golf Course itself, and ultimately ended up with a 300-acre mixed-use development. We're in now our construction phase, where we're actually starting to build the buildings. The last basically 3 years has been spent in the putting the different parcels together, and then getting the development itself, the infrastructure in place, and spending about 2.5 years upgrading Wedgewood Golf Club itself. Right now we're looking at starting a 4-story building, moving ahead with our 3 different residential developments. And part of our strategy was a couple of years ago we kind of backed off of housing and got into the commercial side a little heavier, and now we're retooling basically up on our residential side again.
Excellent.
Thinking that hopefully things will level out very nicely in 2008.
Perfect.
For residential.
What's your take on the Houston real estate market? I know you've been in 1968 buildings. We've seen a lot of changes in building and residential real estate. What's your take on the Houston real estate market today?
I actually get kind of a kick because people that have been through the 70s with Jimmy Carter and double-digit mortgage rates and interest rates, and the 80s when the oil boom hit Houston, I mean, what we're going through right now is really very, very, just really a little blip on the screen. The Houston market is fantastic. The Texas market in general is good, and the basics of the economy and housing are very strong in Texas, with low interest rates, good job growth. The things that really propel a market are in place in Texas. The rest of the country has some problems, but I think the oil has helped us here, and it's a good market.
We're blessed to be in Houston, and particularly be in Conroe, Lake Conroe. Believe me, I hear that all the time. Good time to buy up in Conroe, Lake Conroe?
I don't know how it gets any better, because you're looking at low interest rates.
Right.
For the people that can afford to get the mortgage, which our particular market's a lot of retired people, so they do not have problems with credit and mortgages and so on and so forth. It's hard to think that housing prices are going to go down dramatically in the next 6 months. I mean, Houston had a very slow appreciation over the last 10 years, and it's going to have a very moderate fall in this housing crunch that we're in right now, and we're seeing it. There's been very little loss in home values.
Any other areas that your company's involved with outside of Conroe?
We build actually in Bentwater.
Okay.
We've built all around the lake over the years, but we're concentrating right now just with the most activity in our new area, Wedgwood Falls. And we will build some in around the lake in Bentwater.
What's the projection for the dates for Wedgwood Falls?
We're going to have the first lots available July 1st of this year, and it's actually broken up into 3 different subdivisions. One will be an estate section, just a regular section of lots, and then a active adult community. And we're calling that the Villages of Wedgwood Falls. People 50 years and older. And there'll be 100% maintenance inside and outside as far as the houses.
Do you work with a lot of realtors up there?
We work primarily with Mary and Frankie. She's done an awesome job for us. Actually, any realtor that approaches us, we work with all realtors. I mean, we always have, and glad to do it. But Marion has done a very, very good job with her team as far as helping us move our houses and our other properties.
Does a home buyer need a realtor to look at your community or your homes?
It's usually a very good idea. You can go out there and basically do it yourself, but you probably should be somewhat sophisticated in real estate if you're going to try it without a realtor.
It's best to have representation for all things in real estate, just to make sure that you know all the ins and outs. What's the best way for a realtor or a home buyer to get a hold of you, Jim?
We either on the internet under SonomaHomesCrafters.com, or our Conroe number is 936-756-1888.
Great. What a pleasure to have you on the show, and we want to hear more about your community, Wedgwood Falls, as it projects. Maybe you'll come back and visit with us again. And if you just joined us and missed any part of this, you can go to HoustonRealEstateToday.com, where it's archived thanks to County Parcels with lasting impressions. And we'll be right back after these announcements, so don't go away.